and then we just stopped, and all the lights went out, and we were sitting there like, what is going on? And then all of a sudden the lights came back up, and the door to the drop shaft reopened again, and the car in the shaft behind us was like about to back out into us.
My Disney adventure started immediately after my cruise ended, and when I arrived back in Orlando, I actually took the GoPort cruise shuttle from the cruise port back to the airport, and then I Ubered from the airport to my off-property Disney Good Neighbor hotel. Even though it would have saved me time to go directly from the cruise port to the hotel, I'm glad I did it this way, because when I looked at the Ubers from the cruise port, it was going to cost me over $300 to Uber from there, which was just not going to happen. So I took the shuttle to the airport, and then from the airport to my room, it was about $35 to Uber to the Rosen Inn, which was way better. I still ended up getting there about 11:30, which was too early to check in, or so I thought. They actually did have a room available, and they gave it to me early, which was super nice of them. I had a park reservation for Epcot, but I don't usually sleep very well the last night on a cruise ship, so I needed a nap. So I slept for a few hours and then decided to go to Disney Springs. This is when I found out that the shuttle service from my hotel to the parks is pretty limited. There aren't really shuttle options in the middle of the day, so I Ubered to Disney Springs. One of the first things I did was go over and have some poutine. The poutine stand at Disney Springs is the only place on property that makes poutine correctly. They always have seasonal and different options, but I think the traditional poutine is where it's at. It was also nice to see Disney Springs all decorated for the holidays. It definitely infuses you with that spirit if it's something you're lacking.
Good morning, friends. I am currently in Orlando. I'm staying at the Rosen Inn, which is an off-property like Disney Good Neighbor hotel, or whatever they call them here in Florida. So anyway, I'm only staying here for a couple of days, and then I'll be staying on property for a couple of days, and I'm gonna be comparing the two, what the experience is like at both. I've been to Disney World several times before, but I've never stayed off property. But I'm originally from Southern California, and when it comes to Disneyland, I've actually never stayed on property, and I've actually been there more times than here. So, I imagine a lot of people that live in this area, or people that drive in and stuff, probably stay off property. Anyway, here I am. I got here yesterday when I disembarked the cruise. I came directly over here, and they actually got me into my room early, which was very nice of them. The people at the front desk were, super accommodating and whatever. One issue I have had so far, and if you've ever stayed here before, let me know if this has happened to you. The housekeeper tried to come into my room twice yesterday. The first time was at about 4 p.m., which is such a random, weird time to try to come in. I don't know if she just thought that the room was empty and it was on her list of, rooms to clean or what, but, knowing that people check in at 3, why would you be trying to get in at 4? That just seems a little bit, like you're asking to run into someone's. Sorry for the stability of the camera. So, and then like 15 minutes later, she came back and literally opened the door and tried to come in. Luckily, I had the little bar closed so that she could only open it a couple inches. But if someone was in there 15 minutes ago, they're probably still in there now, right? I mean, I don't know. It just was very weird to me. And then this morning, I sort of heard them walking and talking outside my room, and I got a little bit nervous, are they wanting to get in here? And I don't know. I put the do not disturb sign up, leave me alone, y'all, leave me alone. Anyway, I don't know. They're probably just trying to make sure that I have everything I need and all that stuff. But for some reason, when I'm in a hotel for only a couple of days, I don't want my room to be serviced. I want you can do it before and after I leave, because it's just awkward and weird. And then I have my stuff kind of thrown about, and I don't know. The funny thing is, on a cruise ship, though, obviously they service the room multiple times a day, and you just kind of go along with that. I mean, you can put the do not disturb sign and stuff on your room on the ship as well, But the room stewards are a lot more like attentive to you specifically, you know, whereas I'm not going to meet any of the housekeepers here probably at the hotel. So I don't know why it's different, but it just is. But anyway, I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do today, experiencing Disney from off property. But we'll talk soon.
So because, again, it was too late for the morning shuttles, I Ubered to Disney Springs again. Once you're on Disney property, the transportation and getting around is pretty reliable and easy to do. I was definitely hungry, so I decided to try out Chicken Guy. Of the quick service places at Disney Springs, that one tends to score pretty high with people.
Well, hello there, friends. I am currently at Disney Springs. I just finished eating at Guy's Chicken. I do recommend it for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's relatively cheap compared to some of the other options here on Disney property. And the chicken sandwich, while nothing to write home about, is definitely better than your average kind of fast food chicken sandwich. I didn't really like the fries that much. I think they were kind of over-seasoned. But I'm not a huge fan of seasoned fries, so I'm a hard, tough sell when it comes to that. I also got mac and cheese as an add-on, so my total came out to about $17 for all that, including a drink. But without the mac and cheese, it would have been like 12 something. Anyway, the mac and cheese was not my favorite. I don't know, there was just something about it. It was lacking in flavor, so, which is weird because I know a lot of people really like the mac and cheese there, but I don't think I'll ever order it again. It was fine. I ate it. I'm full. But yeah, so that's what all I've done so far. I Ubered over here because the shuttle at my hotel is only in the morning and only at night. So if you want to leave in during the day, you gotta make your own travel arrangements, which is something that I need to write down or remember for when I do the pros and cons of, doing Disney World from off property, or off property versus on property, or whatever. But anyway, very nice day today. Weather's perfect. A little hot, but it's also not too humid, especially to Florida standards. So it's pretty tolerable. And yeah, hopefully it's not too loud. I tried to find a quiet spot here in the corner. I could not. It took me forever to find a spot, guys. So hope this is as good as it gets. But anyway, yeah. So that's all so far. I got a lunch dinner. I got a 5:20 p.m. reservation at Oga's Cantina. Oga's Cantina, yeah. And so I'm gonna go have a couple drinks there and check that out. See what that's like. That's in Hollywood Studios in Galaxy's Edge. It's a Star Wars themed bar that's super, super cool. But anyway, we'll talk soon.
From Disney Springs, I got on the bus to Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort because if you didn't know, that's where the Skyliner hub is. And since I was on my way to Hollywood Studios, it made sense to go to the hub and then transfer to Hollywood Studios from there. As I said earlier, getting around a Disney property is pretty easy to do, but you kind of do have to know your way around a little bit, especially since from Disney Springs, there's no direct transportation to the parks. I do plan to do a video in the future that tells you which transportation options work best to get to the parks from Disney Springs and vice versa. Walt Disney was very much into transportation, and that's why there's so many options on property. And honestly, writing the different modes of transportation is very much part of the experience for me. I'll sometimes hop to another park just so I can ride the monorail or catch a friendship boat or ride the Skyliner or whatever. The Skyliner dropped me off at Hollywood Studios, and soon I was at Oga's Cantina, and since I'm a solo traveler, pretty much as soon as I checked in, they had a table ready for me. It wasn't actually a table, it was just a spot at the bar, but I'm fine with that, especially since the bartenders at Oga's are just so much fun, and they served me this concoction of a drink, which is pretty tasty, but it's definitely outside of my normal drink preference. And then I walked around Hollywood Studios for a bit.
Well, pull my string. The holidays are here. Season's greetings, everyone.
I left Star Wars Galaxy's Edge through Toy Story Land, and I don't know if I've ever seen it at night, but it's actually really pretty. Hollywood Studios in general looks good at night, and they of course had their own holiday decorations and stuff set up throughout the park, and at one point on Sunset Boulevard they actually pumped artificial snow onto us, which was really cool. And from there, since I hadn't really ridden any rides yet, I decided to do the Tower of Terror.
Hi friends, so I was riding Hollywood Tower of Terror, right? I've done it several times before, but for some reason the ride went as normal, and then we backed out of the drop shaft after we were essentially done, ready to unload, and then we just stopped and all the lights went out and we were sitting there like, what is going on? And then all of a sudden the lights came back up and the door to the drop shaft reopened again, and the car in the shaft behind us was like about to back out into us. We were like what? Anyway, I guess something with the like sequence or whatever got off, and it sucked more to be them because they actually had to be trapped in the drop shaft, whereas we were at least on the like unloading platform. But I was like, oh no. And then they started to back up, and then I was like, they're gonna hit us. And anyway, it was quite an experience. But there was no collision. I do think they just shut the ride down though, so we were on it when it broke down, which was kind of interesting. But anyway, that's the update for you all for tonight. We'll talk soon. Well, hello friends. I am currently leaving Hollywood Studios and I'm on the walkway to Epcot. It's not that short of a walk, but it's been proven that it is the shortest way to get to Epcot from Hollywood Studios and vice versa. Because while transportation is great, and especially with the Skyliner and that kind of thing, it actually takes longer to go those other routes. I recently took the friendship boat over there, recently as in like the last time I was here, so a couple months ago. And I gotta tell you, that took forever. That was probably the slowest way to get there, based on the time of day that I was going. The Skyliner backs up in the morning quite a bit, so you know, you gotta kind of pick your method. But nothing like walking. My feet aren't tired yet. They will be in a couple days, I promise you. But for now, I can trek it. But anyway, I just wanted to update you all on what's going on tonight. I'm gonna hang out at Epcot a little bit. I'm going there because that's the place that the shuttle picks up. So yeah, that's where I need to end up. And so I figured I'd go there an hour or so early. I'm getting a little hungry, so I'll get some dinner, and we'll go from there, see what we can do. But anyway, we'll talk soon.
Good morning, friends. So I am officially done here at the Rosen Inn, and I have some thoughts on my stay, which I'll do in a separate video, but I'll tell you this: I am glad to be moving on property. I'm heading over to Caribbean Beach right now, and that's one of my favorite moderate resorts. I think it's lacking in food and dining options, but it's on the Skyliner, and it's walkable to Riviera, so obviously that expands your dining there. And since it's on the Skyliner, you can obviously easily hop over to Epcot, which has more dining than almost anywhere on the planet, probably. So it's not a bad place to stay. I know a lot of people aren't a huge fan of it. I like the relaxed kind of beachy vibe. I think it's a much more adult kind of resort compared to others. And I really love Coronado Springs, but that's just so far off the beaten path, and the transportation from there is bus only. And so, yeah, I think while I prefer the experience of being at Coronado Springs better, I think Caribbean Beach is the place for me. But anyway, that's what's up. I have about 10 minutes, and I'm going to head down to the desk to check out. And then I'm going to call an Uber, and then I'll be there. And Renee will be meeting up with me later today. So, we've made it. We'll talk soon.
I have some other videos I plan to make with the footage from my off-property Disney experience, but this will be the one and only vlog video for that. The next vlog in this series will be later this same day when Renee gets to the resort, and we'll have at least 4 or 5 vlog videos covering that. I want to thank you all for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all those fun things. We'll talk soon, and you all have a good night.